Once upon a time, there lived a weak king, Cymbeline. When his kind wife died, he lost his way and trusted the wrong people. He foolishly banished his good friend Belarius and made a beautiful but evil woman his new queen. With no true king in charge, life in the kingdom became worse. First, Cymbeline's baby sons were stolen. Years later, his daughter Imogen fell in love with a young man named Postumus, who was brave, smart, but very poor. Guided by Imogen's evil stepmother, the king forbade the marriage and banished Postumus. All the while, the queen plotted to marry Imogen to her foolish son, Cloten, and make him the king. Postumus thought that if he was rich enough, the king would accept him as Imogen's husband. To get the money, he made a bet with scheming Iachimo. Iachimo bet that he could woo Imogen. He failed, but tricked Postumus into thinking he had. Postumus, raised by the king, had learned to believe in vengeance. Lost in anger and despair, he ordered his servant Pisanio to kill Imogen. Pisanio faced a terrible choice: disobey orders or kill her beloved Imogen. Pisanio chose compassion and hid Imogen in boy's clothing in the forest, where Imogen was befriended by 3 kind hunters. Tired, far from home, and heartsick, Imogen drank what she thought was medicine that Pisanio had given her. Instead, it made her fall into a death-like slumber. Meanwhile, Cloten, bent on revenge, searched the forest for Imogen and Postumus. There he threatened one of the hunters, who chopped off Cloten's head. Finding Imogen seeming dead, the huntsman laid her to rest along the headless body of Cloten. When she awoke, she thought the body was her beloved Postumus and despaired. Suddenly, war raged around her in the forest. Rome had invaded wild Britain. Confusion reigned, a battle began, and all good stories come to an end, and this one does too. An end where battles are fought, mysteries revealed, identities revealed, and a lost king finds his way and learns to choose compassion over anger. Oh, and most people live happily ever after.
You do not need a man but frowns. Our bloods no more obey the heavens, and our courtiers still seem as does the king.
But what's the matter?
His daughter hath referred herself unto a poor but worthy gentleman. She's wedded, her husband banished, she imprisoned. All his outward sorrow, though I think the king be touched at very heart.
None but the king?
Not a courtier, although they wear their faces to the bent of the king's looks, hath a heart that is not glad at the thing they scowl at.
And why so?
He that hath missed the princess is a thing to bad for bad report. He that hath her, that married her, is a creature such as to seek through the regions of the earth for what is like. There should be something failing in him that would compare.
But what's his name and birth?
I cannot delve into the root. His father was called Caelyn, and his gentle lady deceased as he was born. The king takes this babe to his protection, calls him Postumus Leonatus, puts to him all the learnings that his time could make him the receiver of, which he took, as we do wear, fast as 'twas ministered, lived in court, most praised, most loved.
I honor him, even out of your report. But pray you tell me, is Imogen's sole child to the king?
His only child. He had 2 sons, if this be worth your hearing. Mark it, the eldest of them at 3 years of age, ere the swath enclosed the other, from the nursery or store. And to this hour, no guess in knowledge which way they went.
How long was this ago?
Some 20 years.
That a king's children should be so conveyed, so slackly guarded, and the search so slow that could not trace them.
How swear 'tis strange, yet it is true, sir. We must forbear. Here comes the gentleman, the queen and princess.
No, to be assured you shall not find me, daughter. After the slander of most stepmothers evil-eyed unto you, you are my prisoner, but your jailer shall deliver you the keys that lock up your restraint. For you, Postumus, so soon as I can win the offended king, I will be known your advocate. Marry, yet the fire of rage is in him, and 'twere good you leaned unto his sentence. With what patience your wisdom may inform you.
So please, your highness, I will from hence today.
You know the peril. I'll fetch a turn about the garden, pitying the pangs of barren affection. Though the king hath charged you should not speak together.
Oh, dissembling courtesy, how fine this tyrant can tickle where she wounds. My dearest husband, I something fear my father's wrath, but nothing, always reserved my holy duty what his rage can do on me. You must be gone, and I shall here abide the hourly shot of angry eyes, not comforted to live, but that there is this jewel in the world that I may see again.
O lady, weep no more, lest I give cause to be suspected of more tenderness and doth become a man. I will remain the loyalest husband that e'er did plight troth. My residence in Rome at one Philario's, whom to my father was a friend. Thither write my queen, and with mine eyes I'll drink the words you send.
Be brief, I pray you. If the king come, I shall incur, I know not how much of his displeasure. Yet, I'll lead him to walk this way. I never do him wrong, but he doth buy my injuries to be friends, pays dear for my offenses.
Should we be taking leave a long term as we've yet to live, loathness to depart would grow. Adieu.
Nay, stay a little. Look here, love. This diamond was my mother's. Take it, heart. But keep it till you woo another wife when Imogen is dead.
How? Another? You gentle gods, give me but this I have, and sear up my embracements from a necks with bonds of death. Remain thou here while sense can keep it on, and sweetest, fairest, as I my poor self to exchange for you, to your so infinite loss, so in our trifles I still win of you. For my sake wear this, it is a manacle of love, I'll place it upon this fairest prison.
Oh, the gods, when shall we see again?
Thou basest thing, avoid! Hence from my sight! If after this command thou fraught the court with thy unworthiness, thou diest! Away, thou'rt poison to my blood!
God protect you, and bless the good remainders of this court. I'm gone.
There cannot be a pinch in death more sharp than this is.
Oh, disloyal thing, thou shouldst repair my youth. Thou heapest a year's age on me.
I beseech you, sir, harm not yourself with your vexation. I am senseless of your wrath. A touch more rare subdues all pangs, all fears.
Past grace? Obedience?
Past hope, and in despair that way past grace.
Thou mightst have had the sole son of my queen.
Oh, blessed that I did not. I chose an eagle, and did avoid a
Thou
putter.
tookest a beggar, wouldst have made my throne a seat for baseness.
No, I rather added a luster to it.
Vile.
Sir, it is your fault I have loved Postumus. You bred him as my playfellow, and he is a man worth any woman, overbuys me almost the sum he pays.
What, art thou mad?
Almost, sir. Heaven restore me. Would I were a neatherd's daughter, and my Leonatus our neighbor shepherd's son.
A foolish thing. They were again together. You have done naught after our command. Away with her and pen her up!
Seat your patience, peace. Dear lady, daughter, peace. Sweet sovereign, leave us to ourselves and make yourself some comfort out of your best advice.
Let her languish. A drop of blood a day, and being aged, die of this folly.
Why, you must give way. Here comes a servant of yours. How now, maid, what news?
My lord, your son drew on my master.
No harm, I trust, was done.
There might have been, but that my master rather played than fought, and had no help of anger. They were parted by gentlemen at hand.
I am very glad on. Your son's my father's friend. He takes his part to draw upon an exile. Oh, brave sir. Why came you from your master?
On his command, he would not suffer me to bring him to the haven, left these notes of what commands I should be subject to, when to please you to employ me.
This has been your faithful servant. I dare lay on mine honor she will remain so ever.
I humbly thank your highness.
Pray, walk a while.
About some half hour hence, I pray you speak with me. You shall at least go see my lord aboard. For this time leave me.
Sir, I would advise you to shift fraud so wholesome as that you vent.
If my shirt were bloody, then shift it. Have I hurt him?
No, Faith. Not so much as his patience.
Hurt him? His body is a passable carcass. If he be not hurt, his never steal. If it be not hurt.
His steel was in debt. Went over the backside of the town.
The villain will not stand me.
No, but he fled forward still towards your face.
Stand you have land enough of your own, but added to your having, gave you some ground.
As many inches as you have oceans, puppies.
And would they not come between us?
So would I, till you'd measured how long a fool you were upon the ground.
And that she should love this fellow and refuse me.
Sir, as I have told you always, her beauty and brains go not together. She is a good sign, but I have seen small reflections of her wet.
Come, I'll to my chamber. Would there have been some hurt done?
I wish not so. Unless it had been the fall of an ass, which is no great hurt.
What was the last that he spake to thee?
It was his queen, his queen.
Then waved his handkerchief?
And kissed it, madam.
Senseless linen, happier therein than I. And that was all?
No, madam. For so long as he could make me with this eye or ear distinguish him from others, he did keep the deck with glove or hat or handkerchief still waving.
I would have broke mine eye strings, cracked them but to look upon him till the diminution had pointed him sharp as my needle. Nay, followed him till he had melted from the smallness of a gnat to air, and then turned mine eyes and wept. But good Pisanio, when shall we hear from him?
Be assured, madam, with his next vantage.
The queen, madame, desires your highness's company.
Those things I bid you do, get them dispatched. I will attend the queen.
Madam, I shall.
This matter of marrying the king's daughter, wherein he must be weighed rather by her value than his own, words him, I doubt not, a great deal from the matter.
Indeed, banish me.
Aye, and the approbation of those that weep this lamentable divorce under her colors are wonderfully to extend him. But how comes it he's to sojourn with you?
His father and I were soldiers together, to whom I have been often bound for no less than my life.
Mama, look who comes.
Here comes the Briton. I beseech you all, be better known of this gentleman, whom I commend to you as a noble friend of mine.
Sir, you know to get a Orleans.
Since when I've been indebted to you for courtesies, which I'll be ever to pay, and yet pay still.
Sir, you let my poor Chinese. I'm glad they did turn my country down in you. It had been pity you should have been put together with some wonderful purpose, instead of brought upon some slight and trivial nature.
Can we, with manners, ask what was the difference?
It was much like an argument that fell out where each of us fell in praise of our country mistress. This gentleman at that time, doubtfully, and upon want of bloody affirmation, is to be more fair, virtuous, wise, chaste, constant, qualified, and less acceptable than any of the rest of our ladies in France.
That lady is not now living, or this gentleman's opinion by this worn out.
She holds her virtue still, and I my mind.
You must not so far prefer her for ours of Italy.
Being so far provoked as I was in France, I would abate her nothing, though I profess myself her adorer, not her friend.
As fair and as good, a kind of hand-in-hand comparison, had been something too fair and too good for any lady in Britain. If she went before others I've seen as that diamond of yours, a luster's many I've beheld, I could not but believe she excelled many.
I praised her as I rated her, so do I my stone.
What do you esteem it as?
More than the world enjoys.
Either your unparagoned mistress is dead, or she's outprized by a trifle.
You're mistaken. The one may be sold, the other is not a thing for sale, and only the gift of the gods.
You may wear her in title yours, but you know, strange foul light upon neighboring ponds. Your ring may be stolen too. So your brace of unprizable estimations, the one is but frail, and the other casual, a cunning thief for a That way, accomplished courtier would hazard the winning both first and last.
Your Italy contains none so accomplished a courtier to convince the honor of my mistress. I fear not my ring.
With 5 times so much conversation, I should get ground of your fair mistress. Had I admittance, an opportunity to friend.
No.
Gentlemen, enough of this. Let it die as it was born, and I pray you, be better acquainted.
Would I had put my estate and my neighbors upon the approbation of that which I have spoke.
What lady would you choose to assail?
Yours, who in constancy you think stands so safe. I will lay you 10,000 ducats to your ring. That commend me to the court where your lady is. With no more advantage than the opportunity of second conference. And I'll bring from thence that honor of hers which you imagine so reserved.
I will wage against your gold to it. My rings I hold as dear as my finger. 'Tis part of it.
I'm the master of my speeches. I would undergo what's spoken, I swear.
Will you? I shall but lend my diamond until your return. Let there be covenants drawn between us. My mistress exceeds in goodness the hugeness of your unworthy thinking. I dare you to this match. Here's my ring.
I will have it no light.
By the gods, it is one. If I bring you no sufficient testimony that I have been offered sweetest words from your lady, my 10,000 ducats are yours, so is your diamond too. If I come off and leave her in such honor as you have trust in, she, your jewel, this, your jewel, and my gold are yours.
I embrace these conditions. Let us have articles betwixt.
Your hand of covenant. We'll have these things set down by lawful counsel, and straight away for Britain, lest the bargain should catch cold. Starve.
Agreed.
Will these hold, think you? Signor Iachimo will not from it. Pray, let us follow him.
Now, Master Doctor, have you brought those drugs?
Pleaseth your highness, aye. Here they are, madam, but I must beseech your grace without offense. My conscience bids me ask, wherefore have you commanded of me those most poisonous compounds?
I wonder, Doctor, thou ask me such a question. Have I not been thy pupil long? Has not thou taught me how to make perfumes, distill, preserve? I will try the forces of these thy compounds, and by them gather their virtues and effects. Here comes a flattering rascal. Upon her will I first work. She's for her master, an enemy of my son. How now, Pisanio?
I do suspect you, madam, but you shall do no harm. I do not like her. She doth think she has strange, lingering poisons, but I do know her spirit, and I'll not trust one of her malice with a drug of such damn nature. Those that she has will stupefy and dull the sense for a while, but there is no danger in the show of death it makes. She is fooled with most false effect, and I the truer, so to be false with her.
No further service, Doctor, till I send for thee. Weeps she still, sayest thou? Do thou work. When thou shalt bring me word she loves my son, I tell thee on the instant thou art as great a man as is thy master. Greater, for his fortunes all lie speechless, and his name is at last gasped. Return he cannot, nor continue where he is. To shift his being is to exchange one misery with another. Thou takest up thou know not what. But take it for thy pains. It is a thing I made would have the king 10 times renewed from death. I prithee take it. It is an earnest of a further good I mean to thee. Tell thy mistress how the case doth stand with her. Do it as from thyself. Think, what a chance thou changest on. But think thou hast thy mistress still. I'll move the king to any shape of thy preferment as thou desire. And then myself, I chiefly who set thee on this desert, am bound to load thy merit richly. Think on my words.
And shall do. But when to my good lord I prove untrue, I'll choke myself. There's all I'll do for you.
Father cruel, and a stepdame false, a foolish suitor to a wedded lady that hath her husband banished. Oh, that husband, my supreme crown of grief, and those repeated vexations of it. Had I been thief stolen as my two brothers happy.
Madam, a noble gentleman of Rome comes from my lord with letters.
The worthy Leonatus is in safety and greets your highness dearly.
Thanks, good sir.
All of her that is out of doors most rich. If she be furnished with a mind so rare, she is alone, the Arabian bird. And I've lost the wager. Boldness be my friend.
He is one of the noblest to note, of whose kindnesses I most infinitely tied. Reflect upon him accordingly, as you value your trust. Leonatus. So far I read aloud, but even the very middle of my heart is warmed by the rest, and takes it thankfully. You are welcome, worthy sir.
Thanks, fairest lady.
Continues well, my lord. His health beseech you.
Well, madam,
Is he disposed to mirth?
I never saw him sad.
Will my lord say so?
Aye, madam, with his eyes in flood with laughter. It is a recreation to be by here mock the Frenchman. But heaven knows, some men are much to blame.
Not he, I hope.
Not he. But yet heaven's bounty towards him might be used more thankfully. In himself 'tis much. In you, which I account his beyond all talents, whilst I'm bound to wonder, I'm bound to pity too.
What do you pity, sir?
Two creatures heartily.
My one, sir, you look on me. What wreck discern you in me deserves your pity?
The others do, I was about to say enjoy your, but it is the office of the gods to venge it, not mine to speak on.
You do seem to know something of me, or what concerns me.
Had I this cheek to bathe my lips upon, these hands to touch, could I touch common hands? Not so.
My lord Postumus, I fear, has forgot Britain.
And himself.
Let me hear no more.
Oh, dearest soul, your cause does strike my heart with pity that doth make me sick. Be revenged, or she that bore you was no queen, and you recoil from your great stalk.
Revenged? How should I be revenged?
I dedicate myself to your sweet kindness, and will continue fast to your affection. Still close as sure.
What hope, Pisanio?
Let me my service tender on your hand.
Away? I do condemn thy ears that have so long attended thee. If thou wert honorable, thou wouldst have told this tale for virtue, and not for such an end thou seekst, as base as strange. What hope, Pisanio?
Oh, happy Leonatus! I may say the credit that thy lady hath of thee deserves thy trust, and thy most perfect goodness her assured credit. Give me your pardon. I have spoke this to know if your affiance were deeply rooted, and shall make your lord that which he is new or. Be not angry.
All's well, sir. Take my power of the court for yours.
My humblest thanks. I had almost forgot to entreat your grace, but in a small request.
Pray, what is?
Some dozen Romans of us and your lord have bought a present for the emperor in France. 'Tis plate of rare device and jewels of rich and exquisite form. May it please you take them in protection.
Willingly. I will keep them in my bedchamber.
They're in a trunk, attended by my men. I'll make bold to send them to you, only for this night I must aboard tomorrow.
Send your trunk to me. It shall safe be kept, and truly yielded you.
That such a crafty devil as is his mother should yield the world this ass. A woman that bears all down with her brain, and this her son cannot take 2 from 20 for his heart and leave 18.
is there? My woman Helen.
Please do, madame.
What hour is it?
Almost midnight, madame.
I have read 3 hours then. Fold down the leaf where I have left. To bed. Take not away the taper, leave it burning. And if thou canst awake by 4 of the clock, I prithee, call me. Sleep hath seized me wholly. To your protection I command me, gods, from fairies and the tempters of the night. Guard me, beseech ye.
The crickets sing, and man's or labored sense repairs itself by rest. But my design, to note the chamber, I will write all down. There the window, such the adornment of her bed. Why, such and such in the contents of the story. Oh, sleep, thou ape of death, lie dull upon her, and be her sense but as a monument, thus in a chapel lying. Come off, come off. As slippery as the Gordian knot was hard, 'tis mine. This will witness outwardly as strongly as the conscience does within to the madding of her lord. On her left arm, a mole, sink spotted like the crimson droplets in the bottom of a cow's slip. Here's a voucher, stronger than law can make. I have enough. To the trunk again, and shut the spring of it. Swift, swift, you dragons of the night, that dawning may bear the raven's eye. I lodge in fear, though this a heavenly angel. Hell is here. One, 2, 3. Time.
If I could get this foolish Imogen, I should have gold enough. It's almost morning, is not?
Day, my lord.
I would this music would come. I'm advised to give her music on mornings. Come on, June. First, a very excellent, good conceited thing. Afterwards, a wonderful sweet air with admirable rich words to it. And then, let her consider.
Hark, hark, the Lord at heaven's gate sings, at heaven's gate sings, and we buskins arise, this deeds to water at those springs, on chalice flowers that rise, and winking merry buds begin to ope their golden eyes with everything that print is. My lady, arise, 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 my lady, sweet, arise.
So getting on.
Here comes the king.
I'm glad I was up so late. That's the reason I was up so early. He cannot but take the service I have done fatherly. Good morrow to your majesty and to my gracious mother.
Attend you here the door of our stern daughter. Will she not forth?
I have assailed her with music, but she vouchsafes no notice.
The exile of her minion is too new. She hath not yet forgot him. Some more time must wear the print of his remembrance out, and then she's yours.
You are most bound to the king, who lets go no vantages that may prefer you to his daughter.
So like you, sir, ambassadors from Rome.
We must receive him according to the honor of his sender. When you have given good morning to your mistress, attend the queen and us.
If she be up, I'll speak with her. If not, let her lie still and dream. By your leave. Ho, by your leave.
Who's there that calls?
A gentleman.
No more?
Yes, and a gentlewoman's son.
That's more than some. Whose terrors are as dear as yours can justly boast of. What's your lordship's pleasure?
Your lady's person. Is she ready?
I, to keep her chamber.
Good morrow, fair sister. Your sweet hand.
Good morrow, sir. You lay out too much pains for purchasing but trouble. The thanks I give is telling you I am poor of thanks and scarce can spare them.
Still, I swear I love you.
If you but said so, 'twers deep with me. If you swear still, your recompense is still that I regard it not.
This is no answer.
I would not speak. I pray you spare me. Faith, I shall unfold equal discourtesy to your best kindness.
You sin against obedience which you owe your father.
Profane fellow! Wert thou the son of Jupiter, and no more than what thou art besides, thou wert too base to be Postumus's garment.
His garment! His garment! Now the devil!
I am frighted with a fool, frighted and angered worse. Go with him and search for a jewel that hath too casually left mine arm. It was thy master's. I think I saw it this morning. Confident I am, last night 'twas on mine arm.
Will not be lost.
I hope so. Go and search.
You have abused me. His garment?
I said so, sir. If you will make it an action, call witness to it.
I will inform your father.
Your mother, too. She's my good lady, and will conceive, I hope, but the worst of me. So I leave you, sir, to the worst of discontent.
I'll be revenged. His garment, well. I would I were so sure to win the king as I am bold, her honor will remain hers.
See, Iachimo!
The winds of all the corners kissed your sails to make your vessel nimble.
Welcome, sir.
I hope the briefness of your answer made the speediness of your return.
Your lady is one of the fairest I have looked upon.
There with all the best.
Here are letters for you.
Was Caius Lucius in the Britain court when you were there?
He was expected then, but not approached.
All is well yet. Sparkles the stone as it was wont, or is not too dull for your good wearing?
If I had lost it, I should have lost the worth of it in gold. I'll make a journey twice as far to enjoy a second night of such sweet shortness which was mine in Britain. For the ring is won.
Stone's too hard to come by. Make not, sir, your loss, your sport.
Good sir, we must if you keep covenant, and so I now profess myself the winner of her honor.
If you can make it apparent that you have kissed her hand and brow, the ring is yours.
Sir, my circumstances being so near the truth as I will make them, must first induce you to believe.
Proceed.
First, her bedchamber. It was hanged with tapestry of silk and silver.
This is true, and this you may have heard of here by me or by some other.
The chimney is south the chamber.
This is the thing which you might from relation likewise reap, being as it is much spoke of.
The roof of the chamber with golden cherubims is fretted. Her andirons, I had forgot them, were two winking cupids of silver.
Let it be granted that you have seen all this, and praise be given to your remembrance. But the description of what is in her chamber, nothing saves the wager you have laid.
Then, if you can be pale, I beg but leave to air this jewel. See, 'tis up again. It must be married to that your diamond. I'll keep them.
Jove! Once more let me behold it. Is that it which I left with her?
She stripped it from her arm. I see her yet. She gave it me and said she prized it once.
Maybe that she plucked it off to send it to me.
Right so to you, doth she?
Oh, no, 'tis true! Here, take this too, 'tis a basilisk unto mine eye. It kills me to look on it.
Have patience, sir, and take your ring again. 'Tis not yet won. It may be probable she lost it. Or, who knows if one of her women, being corrupted, hath stolen
Very
it from
true,
her.
and so I hope he came by it. Back my ring. Render to me some corporal sign about her, more evident than this, for this was stolen.
By Jupiter, I had it from her arm.
Hark you, he swears, by Jupiter he swears. Here, take thy hire, and all the fiends of hell divide themselves between you.
Sir, be patient. This is not strong enough to be believed of.
If you seek for further satisfying, under her arm lies a mole. You do remember this tear-shaped stain upon her?
Aye, and it doth confirm.
Will you hear more?
Oh, that I had her here!
Quite besides the government of patience, you have won. Pray, let us follow him and pervert the present wrath he hath against himself.
With my heart.
Oh, vengeance! Vengeance! This yellow Iachimo in an hour was not, or less. At first, there's no motion that tends to vice in a man, but I affirm it be the woman's part. Be it lying, note it the woman's. Flattering hers, deceiving hers. Why, all faults that may be named. Nay, that hell knows. Why, hers, in part or all, but rather all. For even to vice, they are not constant, but are changing still. One vice, but of a minute old. For one not half so old as that. I'll write against them, detest them, curse them. Yet 'tis a greater skill in a true hate to pray they have their will. The very devils cannot plague them better.
Now say, what would Augustus Caesar with us?
When Julius Caesar, whose remembrance yet lives in men's eyes and will to ears and tongues, be seeing and hearing ever, was in this Britain and conquered it. Cymbeline, thine uncle and his succession granted Rome a tribute, yearly 3,000 pounds, which by thee lately is left untender.
And to kill the marvel shall remain so ever.
There be many Caesars, ere such another Julius. Britain is a world by itself, and we will nothing pay for wearing our own noses.
You must know, till the injurious Romans did extort this tribute from us, we were free. Caesar's ambition did put the yoke upon us, which to shake off becomes a warlike people, whom we reckon ourselves to be.
We do.
Say then to Caesar, our ancestor was that Momutius, which ordained our laws, whose use the sword of Caesar hath too much mangled, whose repair and franchise shall, by the power we hold, be our good deed, though Rome be therefore angry.
I am sorry, Cymbeline, that I am to pronounce Augustus Caesar, Caesar that hath more kings his servants than thyself domestic officers, thine enemy. Receive it from me then, war and confusion. In Caesar's name pronounce I against thee.
I know your master's pleasure, and he mine. All the remain is welcome.
Wherefore writes you not what monsters her accuser? Leonatus, O master, what a strange infection is fallen into thy ear. What false Italian, as poisonous tongued as handed, hath prevailed on thy too ready hearing? Disloyal? No! She's punished for her truth, and undergoes more goddess-like than wife-like such assaults as would take in some virtue. Oh, my master, thy mind to her is now as low as were thy fortunes. How? That I should murder her. Upon the love and truth and vows which I have made to thy command? I? Her blood? If it be so to do good service, never let me be counted serviceable. How look I, that I should seem to lack humanity so much as this fact comes to? Do it. The letter that I have sent her by her own command shall give the opportunity. Oh! Damned paper! Black as the ink that's on thee, senseless bauble! Art thou offending for this act and look so virgin-like without? Lo, here she comes. I am ignorant in what I am commanded.
How now, Pisanio? Madam, here is a
letter from my lord.
Who thy lord? That is my lord Leonatus. Oh, the dearest of creatures, take notice that I am in Cambria at Milford Haven. What your own love will out of this advise you follow. So he wishes you all happiness, that remains loyal to his vow, and you are ever increasing in love. Leonatus Postumus. Oh, for a horse with wings! Here's thou, Pisanio. Here's at Milford Haven. Read and tell me how far 'tis thither. If one of mean affairs may plod there in a week, why may not I glide thither in a day? Then, true Pisanio, who longs like me to see thy lord, yet longs but in a fainter kind of. Say and speak thick. How many score of miles, nay, we will ride twixt hour and hour?
1 score, twixt sun and sun, madams, enough for you. And too much, too.
Go bid my woman famous sickness, say she'll home to her father, and then provide me presently a riding seat.
Madam, your best consider.
Away, I prithee, do as I bid thee. There's no word accessible as none, but Milford way.
A goodly day not to keep house for such whose roofs as low as ours. Hail thou fair heaven!
Hail heaven!
Now for a mountain sport. Up to yon hill, your legs are young. I'll tread these flats. I have told you of courts, of princes, of the tricks in war.
Out of your proof we speak. We, poor unfledged, have never winged from view of the nest. No, not we're heirs from home.
What shall we speak of when we are old as you, and we shall hear the wind and rain beat dark December? How in this pitching cave shall we discourse the freezing hours away? We have seen nothing.
How you speak, O boys! This story the world may read in me. Cymbeline loved me, and when the soldier was a thief, my name was not far off. But in one night, lies took my world and left me bare to the storm.
Uncertain favor.
My fault being nothing, as I have told you oft, but that 2 villains swore to Cymbeline I was confederate with the Romans. So followed my banishment. And this 20 years, this rock and these Cymbeline have been my world. Now, this is not hunter's language. Who strikes their venison first shall be lord of the feast. These boys know little their sons to the king, nor Cymbeline dreams they are alive. Oh, Cymbeline, heaven in my conscience knows thou didst unjustly banish me, whereon at 3 and 2 years old I stole these babes.
Thou toldst me when we came from horse, the place was near at hand. Pisanio, where is Postumus? What is in thy mind that makes thee stare at us? Wherefore breaks that sigh from the inward of thee?
Please you, read, and you shall find me wretched one, a thing, the most disdained of fortune.
Thy mistress Pisanio hath played of me the fool. I speak not out of weak surmises, but from proof as strong as my grief, and as certain as I expect my revenge. That part thou, Pisanio, must act for me. Let thine own hands take away her life.
What shall I need to draw my knife? The paper has cut her throat already.
False to his faith? What is it to be false, to lie and watch there and to think on him? To weep twixt clock and clock? If sleep charge nature to break it with a fearful dream of him and cry myself awake.
Alas, good lady.
I false.
Good madam, hear me.
Do thou thy master's bidding. When thou seest him a little witness to my obedience. Look, I draw the sword myself. Take it and hit the innocent passion of my love, my heart. Fear not. 'Tis empty of all things but grief. Thy master is not there. Do his bidding. Strike.
Hence, vile instrument, thou shalt not damn my hand!
I must die. And if not by thy hand, thou art no servant of thy master's. Come. Here's my heart. The lamb entreats the butcher. Where's thy knife? Thou art too slow to do thy master's bidding when I desire it too.
Oh, gracious lady, since I received command to do this business, I have not slept one wink.
Wherefore then didst undertake it? Why hast thou abused so many miles with a pretense? This place, the time inviting thee.
But to win time, good lady, hear me with patience.
Talk thy tongue weary. Speak.
It cannot be but that my master is abused. Some villain aye, and singular in his art, hath done you both this cursed injury, I'll give but notice you are dead, and send him some bloody sign of it. You shall be missed at court, and that will well confirm it.
Why, good woman, what shall I do to wear? Where bide, how live?
The ambassador Lucius the Roman comes to Milford Haven tomorrow. Now, if you could but disguise that which to appear itself must not yet be but by self-danger, you should tread a course pretty and full of view, yea, haply near the residence of Postumus.
Oh, for such means, though peril to my modesty, not death on't, I would adventure.
Well then, here's the point. You must forget to be a woman. Change command into obedience. A waggish courage, ready in jibes, quick-answered, saucy, and as querulous as the weasel.
I see into thy end, and I'm almost a man already.
First make yourself but like one.
For thinking this, I have fit, 'tis in my cloak bag, doublet, hat, hose, all that answer to them.
For noble Lucius, present yourself. Desire his service. Tell him wherein you're happy. Then 'tis doubtless that with joy he will embrace you. For he's honorable, and doubling that, most holy.
Thou art all the comfort the gods will diet me with.
Well, madam, we must take a short farewell, lest, being missed, I be suspected of your carriage from the court. My noble mistress, here is a box. What's in't is precious. If you are sick at sea or stomach qualmed at land, a dram of this will drive away distemper.
Amen. I thank thee.
Where is our daughter? Call her before us, for we have been too slight in sufferance.
Oh, royal sir, since the exile of Postumus, most retired her life hath been. The cure whereof my lord 'tis time must do.
Please you, sir, chambers are all locked, and there's no answer that'll be given to the loudest noise you make.
Royal sir, when last I went to visit her, she did pray me to excuse her for keeping close.
Doors locked, not seen of late? Grant heavens that which I fear prove false.
That maid of hers, Pisanio, her old servant, have not seen these 2 days.
Go look after.
Pisanio, thou dost stand so for Postumus. She hath a drug of mine. I pray her absence proceed by swallowing that, for she believes it is a thing most precious. But for the princess, where is she gone? Yet gone she is, to death or to dishonor, and my end can make good use of either. She being down, I have the placing of the British crown. How now, my son?
'Tis certain Imogen's fled. Go in and cheer the king. He rages, none dare come about him.
All the better. May this night forestall him in the coming day.
Oh, Imogen, I love and hate her, for she's fair and royal and most exquisite. I love her therefore. But disdaining me and the throne favors of the low Postumus, slanders so her judgment. Who is here? What? Are you packing, woman? Where's that lady?
Alas, my lord, how can't he be with him? When was he missed? He's in Rome.
Where is she, woman?
Come near. Speak. Thy sounds on the incident, thy condemnation, and thy death.
Then, sir, this paper is the history of my knowledge touching her flight.
Let's see it. I will pursue her even to Augustus's throne.
Or this, or perish. She's far enough, and what he learns by this may prove his travel, not her danger. I'll write to my lord she's dead. Oh, Imogen, safe mayest thou wander, safe return again.
Woman, is this letter true?
Sir, as I think.
It is Postumus's hand. I know it. Woman, if thou'st not be villain, but do me true service, undergo those employments. Wilt thou serve me?
Sir, I will.
Give me thy hand. Here's my purse. Hast so any of thy late master's garments in thy possession?
I have, my lord.
The first service thou doest me, fetch that suit hither.
I shall, my lord.
I would these garments would come, she said upon a time. The bitterness of it I now belch from my heart. That she held the very garment of Postumus in more respect than my noble and natural person. Oh, with that suit upon my back, then why? Kill him. Be those the garments?
Aye, my noble lord.
Thou wilt be a voluntary mute in my design. Come, and be true.
Thou bids me to my loss, for true to thee were to prove false, which I will never be, to him that is most true. To Milford go and find not her whom thou pursuest. Flow, flow, you heavenly blessings on her. This fool's speed be crossed with slowness. Labor be his need.
I see a man's life is a tedious one. I have tired myself, and for 2 nights together have made the ground my bed. 2 makers told me I could not miss my way. Will poor folks lie that have afflictions on them, knowing 'tis a punishment or trial? Yes, no wonder when rich ones scarce tell true. What is this? Here's a path to it. 'Tis in savage holds. I were best not to call. I dare not call. Ho! Who's here? If anything that Sybil speak, if savage, take or lend. Ho! No answer? Then I'll enter.
I am thoroughly weary.
I am weak with toil, yet strong in appetite.
There is cold meat in the cave. We'll browse on that, whilst what we have killed be cooked.
Stay, come not in, for that it eats our victuals. I should think here were a fairy.
What's the matter, sir?
But Jupiter, an angel. Or if not, an earthly paragon.
Good masters, harm me not. Before I entered here, I called and thought to have begged, or bought what I have took. I have stolen not. Here's money for my
Money,
mate.
youth?
I see you're angry. No, if you kill me for my fault, I would have died had I not made it.
Whither bound?
To Milford Haven.
What's your name?
The daily, sir.
Pretty fair youth, think us no churls, nor measure our good mind by this rude place we live in. Boys, bid him welcome.
I'll love him as my brother. Such a welcome I've gifted him after long absence such as yours.
Most welcome.
Be sprightly for your fall amongst friends.
Thanks, sir.
I'm near to the place where they should meet, if Pisanio have mapped it truly. What mortality is! Postumus, thy head which now is growing upon thy shoulders, shall, this hour, be off. Fortune, put them into my hands.
You are not well. Remain here in the cave. We'll come to you after hunting. Brother, stay here. Are we not brothers?
So man and man should be. But clay and clay differs in dignity, whose dust is both alike. I am very sick.
Go you to hunting, I'll abide with him.
So sick I am not, yet I am not well. But not so season a wanton as to seem to die ere sick, so please you leave me.
Brother, farewell.
These are kind creatures. Gods, what lies I have heard. Our courtiers say all savage but at court. Experience, oh, thou disprovest report. I'm sick still, heart sick. Pisanio, I'll now taste of thy drug.
cannot find those renegades. That villain hath mocked me. I am faint.
Those renegades. Deems he not us? I hardly know him. 'Tis Cloten, son to the queen. I fear some ambush.
He is but one. You and my brother. Central companies are near. Pray you, away. Let me alone with him.
Soft! What are you that fly me thus? Some villain mountaineers. I have heard of such. What slave art thou?
A thing more slavish did I ne'er than answering a slave without a knock.
Thou art a robber, a lawbreaker, a villain. Yield thee, thief.
To who? To thee? What art thou? Have I not an arm as big as thine, a heart as big? Why should I yield to thee?
Thou villain base, knowest thee not by my clothes?
No, nor thy tailor rascal. Who is thy grandfather? He made those clothes, which, as it seems, make thee.
The precious varlet, my tailor made them not.
Hence then, and thank the man that gave them thee. Thou art some fool. I am loath to beat thee.
Thou injurious thief, hear but my name and tremble.
What's thy name?
Cloten, thou villain.
Cloten, thou double villain. Be thy name, I cannot tremble at it. Were it toad, or adder, or spider, 'twould move me soon.
To thy further fear, nay, to thy mere confusion, thou shalt know I am son to the queen.
I am sorry for it, not seeming so worthy as thy birth.
Die to death, when I have slain thee, my proper hand. For those that even just fled hence, and on the gates of London town, set your head, yield, rush this mountain.
No companies abroad?
None in the world, if you did mistake him, sure.
I cannot tell. Long it is since I saw him. But time is nothing blurred those lines of favor which then he wore. I am absolute. 'Twas very Cloten.
This Cloten was a fool, an empty purse. There's no money in it. Not Hercules could have knocked at his brains, for he had none. Yet, by not doing this, the fool had borne my head as I do his.
What hast thou done?
I am perfect what? Cut off one Cloten's head. After his own report.
We are all undone.
Why, worthy father, what have we to lose but that what he swore to take? Our lives. What company discover you abroad?
No single soul can we set eye on, but in all safe reason he must have some attendance.
Let ordinance come as the gods foresay. Howsoe'er my brother has done well.
With his own sword, which he did wave against my throat, I have taken his head from him. I'll throw it in the creek behind a rock, and let it to the sea, and tell the fishes he's the queen's son Cloten. That's all I
What you darest, thou hast not done it.
What I have done, so the revenge alone pursued me.
Well, 'tis done. Prithee to our rock.
Poor sick Fidele. I'll warily to him to gain his color.
Where's my brother? I've sent Cloten's clock hold down the stream as embassy to his mother.
My ingenious instrument. Hark you, dearest. It sounds.
What does he mean? Since death of my dearest mother, it did not speak before.
Look, here he comes and brings the dire occasion in his arms of what we blame him for.
The bird is dead that we have made so much on. I'd rather skip from 16 years of age to 60, to have turned my leaping time into a crutch, than have seen this.
Oh, sweetest, fairest lily!
Oh, melancholy! How found you him?
Stark as you see, thus smiling as some fly hid tickled slumber. His arms thus leave.
Why, he but sleeps. If he be gone, he'll make his grave a bed. With female fairies will his tomb be haunted, and worms will not come to thee.
Say, where shall's lay him?
By good Euphily, my mother.
Be it so, and let us Guiderius, though now our voices have got to manage cracks sink him to the ground.
Great use I see, medicine the less, for Cloten is quite forgot. Our foe is princely, and though you took his life as being our foe, yet bury him as a prince.
Pray you, fetch him hither.
If you fetch him, we'll sing a song the whilst. Brother, I'll begin. Fear no more the heat of the sun, nor the furious winter rages. Now thy worldly task is done. Homeward gone and take thy wages.
come, lay him down.
Yes, sir. Well, for Haven. Which is the way? Oh, I've gone all night. Faith, I'll lie down and sleep. It's, oh, God, take us! These powers are like the pleasures of the world. This bloody man, the Carrot. I hope I dream. For so I thought I was a cave keeper. I come to honest creatures, but 'tis not so. Good faith. A headless man. The gardens of Postumus. Murder in heaven. How? 'Tis gone. Cloten has here cut off my lord.
To them the legions garrisoned in Gallia, after your will, have crossed the sea and are in readiness.
But what from Rome?
The Senate has stirred up the confiners and gentlemen of Italy, most willing spirits that promise noble service. And they come under the conduct of bold Iachimo,
When expect you them?
with the next benefit of the wind.
What have you dreamed of late of this war's purpose?
Last night the very gods showed me a vision. I fasted and prayed for their intelligence. Thus I saw Jove bird the Roman eagle. Wings spun itself to this part of the west. There vanished in the sunbeams, which portends, unless my sense abuse my divination, success to the Roman host.
Dream often so and never false. Soft hope? What trunk is here without his top? How a page? Dead or sleeping on him. Let's see the boy's face.
He's alive, my lord.
He'll bend his fragments of this body. Who is this thou makest thy bloody pillow? What art thou?
I am nothing, or nothing to be were better. This was my master, a very valiant Briton and a good, and here by mountaineers lies slain, alas.
Thy name?
Fidele, sir.
Thou dost approve thyself thy very same. Wilt take thy chance with me?
I'll follow, sir. But first, and please the gods, please hide my master from the flies, and leaving so his service, I'll follow you.
I, good youth, it shall be so interred. So follow me.
So please your majesty, the Roman legions all from Gallia drawn are landed on your coast.
Now for the counsel of my son and queen. She's fevered with the absence of her son, of madness of which her life endangers.
Good, my liege. Your army as it stands to face them all. The want is to put those powers in motion. That long to move.
I thank you. Let's withdraw and meet the time as it seeks us. Away!
I heard no letter from my master since I wrote him Imogen was slain, nor hear I from my mistress who did promise to yield me often tidings. Neither know I what is betid to Cloten, but remain perplexed in all. The heavens still must work.
The noise is round about us.
Let us from it. What pleasure, sir, find we in life to lock it from all action and adventure?
Nay, what hope have we in hiding us?
Sons, we'll hire to the mountains. There secure us.
This is, sir, a doubt. In such a time, nothing become you, nor satisfying us.
Oh, I am known of many in the army. And besides, the king hath not deserved your service, nor my loves.
Pray, sir, to the army, I and my brother are not known, and yourself so out of thought, and thereto so overgrown cannot be questioned.
Have with you, boys. If in your country wars you chance to die, that's my bed too. They're alive. Lead, lead! The time seems long. Their blood thinks scorn. Till it fly out and show them princes born.
Yea, bloody cloth, I'll keep thee, for I wish thou shouldst be colored thus. O Pisanio, every good servant does not all commands, no bond but to do just ones. 'Tis enough that, Britain, I killed thy mistress. Peace, I'll give no wound to thee. Therefore, dear heavens, hear patiently my purpose. I'll disrobe me of these Italian weeds and suit myself as does a Briton peasant. So I'll fight against the part I come with, and so I'll die for thee. Oh, Imogen.
The heaviness and guilt within my bosom takes off my manhood. I have belied a lady, the princess of this country, and the heir aunt revenging me enfeebles me.
Came from the flyers.
I did.
No blame be to you, sir, for all was lost, but that the heavens fought. The king himself of his wings destitute, the army broken, and but the backs of Britain seen, all flying through a straight lane, the enemy full-hearted.
Where was this one?
Close by the battle, ditched and walled with turf, which gave advantage to an ancient soldier. He, with 2 stripling lads, more like to run the country base than to commit such slaughter. Today, how many would have given their armies to have saved their carcasses, took heel to do it, and yet died too?
Farewell, your
I, in mine own woe charm, could not find death where I did hear him groan, nor feel him where he struck. I've resumed again the part I came in. Fight will I no more, but yield me to the veriest hind that shall once touch my shoulder.
Great Jupiter be praised! Lucius is taken! 'Tis not the old man and his sons were angels. And there was a 4th man, in a silly habit that gave the affront with them.
So 'tis reported, but none of them can be found. Stand, who's there?
A Roman!
Lay hands on him! A dog! Bring him to the king!
Most welcome bondage. My conscience, thou art fettered. For Imogen's dear life, take mine. No, 'tis not so dear, yet 'tis a life.
Come, sir. Are you ready for death?
Over roast, madam. Ready long ago.
Hanging is the word, sir. If you be ready for that, you be well cooked.
So if I prove to be a good repast to the spectators, the dish pays the shot.
A heavy reckoning for you, sir. But the comfort is, you shall be called to no more payments. Fear no more tavern bells, which are often the saddest of grief, as the purring run. You come in faint for want of meat, to purse reeling with too much drink. Sorry that you have paid too much, and sorry that you are paid too much. The purse and brain both empty, the brain heavier for being too light, the purse too light, being drawn of heaviness. Of this contradiction, you will now be quit.
I am merrier to die than thou art to live.
Indeed, sir. He that sleeps feels not the toothache. Knock off his manacles. Bring a prisoner to the king.
Thou bringest good news. I'm called to be made free.
I'll be hanged then. Unless a man would marry a gallows and beget young gibbets. I never saw one so prone.
Woe is my heart that the poor soldier that so richly fought cannot be found.
I never saw such noble fury in so poor a thing.
No tidings of
We
him?
have been searched among the dead and living, but no trace of him.
To you, the liver, heart, and brain of Britain, by whom I grant she lives. 'Tis now the time to ask of whence you are. Report it.
We are in Cambria born. And gentlemen, unless I add, we are honest.
Bow your knees. Arise, my knights of the battle. There's business in these faces. Why so sadly greet you our victory?
Hail, great king. To sour your happiness, I must report the queen is dead.
Who was in a position to report the coming? How ended she?
With horror, madly dying, like her life, which being most cruel to the world, concluded most cruel to herself. What she confessed, I will report. This, her woman, can trip me if I err. First, she confessed she never loved you, only affected greatness got by you, not you. Married your royalty, was wife to your place, abhorred your person.
She alone knew this, and if it spoke at dying, I would not believe her lips in opening it. Proceed.
Your daughter whom she bore in hand through love with such integrity, she did confess, was a scorpion to her sight.
Oh, most delicate fiend. Is there more?
More, sir, and worse. She did confess she had for you a mortal mineral, which being took should by the minute feed on life and lingering, by inches waste you away. And then in time when she had fitted you with a craft to work her son into the adoption of the crown, but failing of her end by a strange absence, grew shameless desperate, repented the evil she had for not affected, so despairing died.
Heard you all this, her woman?
We did, so please, your highness.
Mine eyes were not in fault, for she was beautiful. Mine ears that heard her flattery, nor my heart that thought her like her seeming. It had been vicious to have mistrusted her, yet, oh, my daughter, that it was folly in me, thou mayest say, and prove it in thy feeling. Heaven mend all. Thou comest not, Caius. Now for the tribute that the Britons have raised out.
Consider, sir, the chance of war. The day was yours by accident. Had it gone with us, we should not, when the blood was cool, have threatened our prisoners with the sword. But since the gods will have it thus, that nothing but our lives may be called ransom, let it come. This one thing only I will entreat, my boy of Britain born. Never master had a page so kind, so duteous, diligent, so tender over his occasion.
I have surely seen him. His favor is familiar to me. Boy, thou hast looked thyself into my grace. So ask of Cymbeline what boon thou wilt, fitting my bounty in thy state, I'll give it.
I humbly thank your highness.
I do not bid thee beg my life, good lad, and yet I know thou wilt.
No, alack, there's other work in hand. I see a thing bitter to me as death. My life, good master, must shuffle for itself.
The boy disdains me, he leaves me, scorns me. Why stands me so perplexed?
What wouldst thou, boy? Knowest him thou look'st on? Speak. Wilt have him live? Is he thy kin? Thy friend?
He is a Roman, no kin to me.
Wherefore eyest him so?
I'll tell you, sir, in private, if you please to give me hearing.
Thou'rt my good youth, my page. I'll be thy master, walk with me. Speak freely.
Is not this boy revived from death?
One and another not more resembles that sweet, rosy lad who died and was Fidele. What think you?
The same dead thing alive.
It is my mistress. Since she is living, let the time run on to good or bad.
Come, stand thou by our side. Make thy demand aloud. Sir, step you forth, give answer to this boy, and do it freely.
My boon is that this gentleman may render of whom he had his ring.
What's that to him?
That diamond upon your finger. Say, how came it yours?
I'm glad to be constrained to utter that which torments me to conceal. By villainy I got this ring. 'Twas Leonatus' jewel, whom thou didst banish, and which more may grieve thee as it doth me. A nobler sir ne'er lived twixt sky and ground. Wilt thou hear more, my lord?
All that belongs to this.
That paragon, thy daughter, for whom my heart drops blood and my false spirits quail to remember.
My daughter, what of her?
Upon a time, the good Postumus, what should I say?
I stand on fire. Come to the matter.
This Postumus, he spake so of your daughter's kindness. There it begins. He spake of her, whereat I, wretch, made scruple of his praise, and wagered with him pieces of gold. against this, which then he wore upon his honored finger. He, true knight, no lesser of her honor confident than I to truly find her, stakes this ring, and would be so right then away to Britain, post I in this design. And to be brief, my practices so prevailed that I returned with similar enough proof to make the noble Leonatus mad, by wounding his belief in her renown, whereupon, methinks I see him now.
Thou king, send out for tortures ingenious. It is I that all the abhorred things of the earth doth amend, for being worse than they. I am Postumus, that killed thy daughter. Villain-like, I lie, that caused a lesser villain than myself, a sacrilegious thief, to do it. Every villain be called Postumus Leonatus, every villainy less than it was. Oh, Imogen, my queen, my life, my wife. Oh, Imogen.
Peace, my lord, here.
Shall some flame? Thou scornful page, no law thy part.
Oh, gentlemen, help! Mine and your mistress. Oh, my lord Postumus, you ne'er killed Imogen till now. Help! Help, mine honored lady!
Does the world go round?
How come these staggers on me?
Wake, my mistress!
If this be so, the gods do mean to strike me to death with mortal joy.
How fares thee, mistress?
Oh, get thee from my sight. Thou gavest me poison. Dangerous woman, hence. Breathe not where princes are.
Lady, the gods throw stones of sulfur on me if the box I gave you was not thought by me a precious thing. I had it from the queen.
It poisoned me.
Oh gods, I left one thing out. Which the queen confessed, which must approve thee honest. If Pisanio had, said she, given her mistress that confection which I gave her for cordial, she has served as I would serve a rat.
What's this, Cornelius?
The queen, sir, very oft importuned me to temper poisons for her, still pretending the satisfaction of her knowledge only in killing creatures vile. I, dreading that her purpose was of more danger, did compound for her a certain stuff, which being ta'en would cease the present power of life. But in short time all offices of nature should again do their due functions. Have ye ta'en of it?
Most like I did, for I was dead.
My boys, that was our error.
It should Fidele.
Why did you throw your wedded lady from you? Think that you are upon a rock, and now throw me again.
Hang there like a fruit, my soul, until the tree die.
How now, my flesh, my child, what makest thou me a dullard in this act? Wilt thou not speak to me?
Your blessing, sir.
My tears that fall prove holy water on thee. Imogen, thy mother's dead.
I'm sorry for it, my lord.
Oh, she was not. And long of her it was that we meet here so strangely. But her son is gone. We know not how, nor where.
Let me end the story. I slew him.
Marry the gods for I would not thy good deeds should from my lips pluck a hard sentence. Prithee, valiant youth, deny it again.
I said it and I did it.
He was a prince.
A most uncivil one. The wrongs he did were nothing prince-like. I cut off his head, and am right glad he is not standing here to tell his tale of mine.
I am sorry for thee. By thine own tongue thou art condemned and must endure a law, thou art dead. Bind the offender and take him from our presence.
Stay, Sir King. This man is better than the man he slew, as well descended as thyself. Let his arms alone, they were not born for bondage.
Why, old soldier, wilt thou undo the work thou art unpaid for by tasting of our wrath? How of descent as good as we?
Thou hadst, great king, a subject who is called Belarius.
Look at him. He's a banished traitor.
He it is who hath assumed this age. Indeed, a banished man, I know not how a traitor.
Take him hence. The whole world shall not save him.
Not too hot. First, pay me for the nursing of thy son.
Nursing of my sons.
I am too blunt and saucy, mighty sir. These two young gentlemen that call me father and think they are my sons are none of mine. They are issue of your loins, my liege, and blood of your begetting.
How? My issue?
So sure as you your fathers. These two gentle princes, for such and so they are, these 20 years have I trained up.
I lost my children. If these be they, I know not how to wish a pair of worthier sons.
Be pleased a while. This gentleman is true Guiderius, and this gentleman, true Arviragus.
Guiderius had upon his neck a mole, a sanguine star.
He it is who hath upon him still that natural stamp.
Oh, what am I? A mother to the birth of 3? Ne'er mother rejoiced deliverance more. Blessed, pray you be, that after this strange starting from your orbs may reign in them now. Oh, Imogen now is lost by this a kingdom.
No, my lord, I have got 2 worlds by it. Oh, my gentle brothers, have we thus met?
Did you e'er meet?
Aye, my good lord.
And at first meeting loved, continued so until we thought he died.
And by the queen's dram she swallowed.
Rare instinct. When shall I hear all through? Thou art my brother, so we'll hold thee ever.
You are my father, too, and did relieve me to see this gracious season.
Forlorn soldier, but so nobly fought, he would have well become this place, and graced the thankings of a king.
I am, sir, that soldier that did accompany these 3 in poor beseeming. Was a fitment for the purpose I then followed. I was he. Speak, Iachimo. I had you down and might have made you finish.
I'm down again, but now my heavy conscience sinks my knee as then your force did. Take that life, beseech you, that I so often owe, but your ring first. And here, the bracelet of the truest princess that ever swore her faith.
Kneel not to me. The power I have on you is to spare you, the malice towards you to forgive you. Live, and deal with others better.
Nobly doomed. We'll learn our freeness of a son-in-law. Pardons the words all!
Yeah! Philharmonics.
You'll make way for the greatest sincere of all time. Thou Leonidas art the lion's whelp, fit and apt construction of thy name. Thy virtuous daughter is this most constant wife, who, even now, unknown to you, unsought, will cook the belt with his most tender air. And thy lost branches point thy 2 sons forth, who by Valerius stolen for many years fought dead and now revived.
Well, my peace we will begin. And, Caius Lucius, although the victor, we submit to Caesar and to the Roman Empire, promising to pay our wonted tribute.
The fingers of the powers above do tune the harmony of this peace. For the vision which I made known to Lucius at the stroke of this yet scarce cold battle, at this instant is full accomplished. For the Roman eagle southern west on wings soaring aloft, likened herself in the beams of the sun, so vanished, which foreshowed our princely eagle, the imperial Caesar, should again unite his favor with the radiant Cymbeline which shines here in the west.
Publish we this peace to all our subjects, set we forward, that a Roman and a British ensign wave friendly together, sealed with feasts set on there. Ne'er was war did cease, ne'er bloody hands were washed with such a peace.
tickets in the lobby, or make a donation. See you again tomorrow.